Hey students, do you know how to use the present continuous? Do you know when to use the present continuous? In today's lesson we're going to learn all about it alongside Raymond Murphy's English Grammar in Use Intermediate Level. Let's begin with an example. Takeshi is late for work. He's on the street. He's running to work. This means that he is running now, at the time of speaking. The action is not finished, but he's in the middle of running, like you can see in the picture. He started running, he's in the middle of running, but he hasn't finished running yet. And this is basically the present continuous, because the present continuous uses am, is, are, depending on the pronoun, with the verb and ing on the end. Notice though some spellings, for example, if the word has an e on the end like driving, we take the e off and add ing, and there are many rules around this. Most of the time when we are speaking, usually we contract, we reduce the be verb am, is, are to I'm, his or we're. But it doesn't really matter if you say I am or I'm. Usually speaking we say I'm, but if we want to be more formal or writing we say I am. I am doing something. I started doing it and it's not finished. I'm in the middle of it. And that's the way to remember present continuous. Let's look at some examples. I'm having a shower. I'll be out in a minute. You can see he's literally in the middle of having a shower. Don't disturb us, we are watching football. Like you can see in the picture, they are in the middle of watching football. Uh-oh. Damn, it's raining. I have to get home quickly. As you can see in this one, it's raining. She's got her umbrella and she's getting soaked, very wet. But it is raining at the time of speaking. It's in the middle of raining. And the last one, she isn't listening to music. She is listening to a podcast. A podcast is recorded radio. Notice here how we use the negative isn't or is not, we can say here. We can just tag that onto the end like that, as you can see in the example. So most of the time we use present continuous when we want to say what we're doing now, what we're in the middle of doing. However, sometimes the action is not happening at the time of speaking, but we're also in the middle of doing it. Look at this lady, she's talking on the phone, and she's talking to her friend. I'm reading a great book at the moment. It's about Harry Potter, for example. Now, she's not actually reading at the time of speaking. You can see that in the picture here, but she's telling her friend about it. Maybe she's already started the book, but she hasn't finished the book yet. Let's look at another example. Priya wants to work in Japan, so she is learning Japanese. Now I know that right now she is not learning at the time we're speaking, but maybe she started learning it, but her Japanese is not so great yet. So she's still learning it because she wants to get better at Japanese. Now, we can also use present continuous with phrases like today, this week, or even anything with this month, this year, this afternoon, because they all signify periods around now, especially when you use this. So let's look at some examples now, shall we? Here's the first example. You are working really hard today. Today, in the middle of today, you are working really hard. You can see in the picture, right? Uh-oh. The company isn't doing well this year. The profit is going down. Profit is the amount of money a company makes, and if it's going down, the company is making a loss. So we can say, the company isn't doing well this year. Uh-oh. Now, we can also use present continuous to show change. How? Well, we often use certain kinds of verbs. So when I say change, it means something was different before than it is now. But basically, we're in the middle of this change. Here are some change verbs that we usually use it with. So you can see I've already put the ing form on the end. Notice the spelling of some of the words. We've got getting, becoming, starting, beginning, changing, improving, increasing, rising, falling, and growing. And you can imagine how we might use these to talk about change. Again, let's look at some examples. Her English is getting better. Woohoo! The population of India is growing rapidly. I'm starting to enjoy my new job. That's great. All of these are showing change because before her English was not very good. Later her English will be much better, and we're in the middle of this change because maybe she wants to become a fluent English speaker. Now we know the population of India is growing day by day. I heard statistics to say it will be the biggest population in the world soon. And so yesterday it was 1 billion. Tomorrow it will be 1,200,000,000. You know, it's growing rapidly, very fast. That's what rapidly means. I'm starting to enjoy my new job. At the beginning, maybe I didn't enjoy it. Over some time, I'm going to love it, but I'm in the middle. I'm starting to enjoy it. Enjoy is another meaning for like. Now, luckily for you, there is a free worksheet in the comments below, and you can work through the worksheet that I've provided, that I've made myself, and you can use it to practice. If not, what I suggest you do is make some comments in the comments below, practicing using some of the grammar structure that we talked about today. Next week we'll talk about something different, but until then, watch this video here. And thanks for watching. Until next time, keep practicing.